May I request Sri Krishna Kulkarni, Chairman, Board of Governors, to hand over the Distinguished Alumnus Award and the citation scroll to Mr. Kapur. May I request Professor Karnika Bains to come on stage and read the citation for Mr. Kapur.
Good evening, everyone. We take immense pleasure in honoring Mr. Gaur Mohan Kapur, an alumnus of the 8th batch of IIM Calcutta, for his outstanding contributions to the field of conservation of heritage through excellence in awareness creation and practice. Mr. Kapur is a member of the Governing Council and Executive Committee and chairs the chapter's advisory committee of the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, the largest voluntary organization sponsored by the Government of India as an autonomous body in 1984. It is dedicated to conservation. The committee oversees the activities of more than 200 chapters of INTAC all over the country. He is also state convener of West Bengal and the Calcutta regional chapters. He received his PGDM from IIM Calcutta in 1973 and a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, BHU, in 1971. He is also a member of the Institute of Engineers and a chartered engineer. He also chairs the committee for Visioning INTAC 2035. Mr. Kapur has developed on his passion for heritage conservation and is widely recognized in his field. He has been active in formulating legislative policies for the state and city, which has led to the enactment of the heritage protection laws for them. Many of the landmark heritage buildings in the city owe their restoration efforts to INTAC. He writes regularly on the subject and has published more than 140 articles of lesser-known heritage sites in the country for national dailies. He has edited and published books on documentation of Calcutta's built heritage, police heritage, tea heritage of Assam and North Bengal, among others. He heads the INTAC Conservation Institute in Calcutta, which is the first conservation center for material heritage restoration and preservation in the state in the private domain. GM Kapur, or GM, as he is popularly known, is a long-time resident of Calcutta. He joined what was called an army of conscience keepers to the nation to protect what is rightly ours, our heritage, on an invitation to join the INTAC, which he felt was the perfect platform for furthering the cause of heritage conservation. He is also involved with the INTAC Heritage Academy in New Delhi, which offers both online and offline heritage education. His role as an activist in this area is widely acknowledged, because of which he has been invited to serve on various government panels and industry associations where the symbiotic relationship between heritage and tourism has been nurtured and developed to help in deriving economic value from tangible and intangible heritage. In addition, he is active in various civil society causes as well, including social service, peace initiatives, environmental and urban recognition issues. In addition to swimming, socializing, and watching movies and theater, GM is an avid reader and enjoys listening to various genres of music, both Indian and Western. We acknowledge Mr. Kapur's significant achievement as a heritage conservationist with enormous pride and bestow upon him the Institute's highest honor for its alumni, the Distinguished Alumnus Award.
May I now request Mr. Kapur to share his thoughts for about 5 minutes.
Yes, I will not exceed that. Honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and I, as I mentioned, will be very brief. It is needless to mention that I am deeply honored and overwhelmed at being nominated for the Distinguished Alumnus Award by my alma mater, IIM Calcutta. Recognition is a matter of great pride, and recognition by one's alma mater and peer group is even more so. My profuse and heartfelt thanks to all those who have considered me worthy of this award, especially my batchmates who proposed my name. I am indeed touched and humbled. I've attended this award ceremony many times, and I must confess, I never dreamt that I would be standing here. So while it is not a dream come true for me, it is indeed a motivating spirit for my future endeavors and activities. More so because this recognition is slightly off the norm, as I am not an academic nor a corporate leader, but my contribution to what may be referred to as social enterprise is being recognized. But I would like to place on record the fact that the contribution of IIMC in my journey has been immense. To recap, my journey had been quite smooth sailing. 50 years ago, career options were limited. If one was good in studies, one took up engineering or medicine as a career, depending on whether one studied maths or biology in school. Not for us was the luxury of choice of hairstyling, dress designing, interiors, etc., since they were not mainstream enough. Of course, today all these are celebrity options, but not at that time. By the time I completed BTech, MBA, or PGDM for us had opened up opportunities since 2 IIMs had been established. So it was almost a natural progression. I entered the lofty portals of the Emerald Bar campus, whose magnificent facade hid an indescribable set of buildings called the tubular structure. I would like to make a request to Chairman that it seems most people here are not even aware that that heritage of IIMC started there. And in fact, I was so shocked to learn that they are referring to it as a transit campus, which hurts my sensibilities. It is the Emerald Bower campus, and my request that all the students be taken there for a sightseeing to see where it all started. My request. But life was good, as all my batchmates sitting here will vouch. We survived, and how? Anyway, it is there that I attended a course in social and economic history offered by one of the most erudite and knowledgeable professors in this subject, whose lectures held us spellbound. Professor Borun Day, who unfortunately is not with us anymore. While other classes saw varying degrees of attendance, his class had 100%. The impression he had on me was long-lasting. He kindled the spark in me for dedication to heritage and conservation. I joined the State Bank of India with a salary of 1,350 rupees per month, which included a hill allowance and a fuel allowance, since I was posted in Simla. Considering that Mr. Rusi Modi, the highest paid executive in the country at that time, was capped with a salary of 7,500, I didn't do too badly. Incidentally, beer in Simla was rupees 5 a bottle in those days. However, banking was not for me. The entrepreneurial bug had bitten, so I took the plunge and pursued this course for some time with some cash outs and a crash out. In the meantime, I had joined an army of conscience keepers to the nation, to protect what is rightfully ours, our heritage. The Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage has been established and was inviting volunteers from all over the country and I felt it was a perfect platform to pursue my mission of heritage conservation. Professor Day continued to be my mentor in his role as the chairman of the West Bengal Heritage Commission, as well as on a personal level. So as I have mentioned earlier, IIMC had a role to play in whatever I have pursued over the years. And of course, I must acknowledge the contribution of all family and friends who have stood by me in all my endeavors, not all of which may have been interesting to everyone. However, I do feel our tangible and intangible culture and heritage is unique and which we should be proud of. It has to be a people's movement, and I do hope that this recognition will kindle the spark in many more of us, especially IIMC students and alumni. My sincere thanks once again to all of you. Jai Hind.